Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be looking more of overly sarcastic production, specifically Legend Summarized, The Monkey King, Part 1 of Journey to the West. This is something that was very heavily recommended. This and a few other videos on Legends were some of the biggest amounts of comments I have ever had about anything. The only other times I've had people tell me to go for specific videos so much was when I was being told to go into Maxor and, oddly enough, TTS from Alphabusa. And considering those two have single-handedly actually cost me probably over a couple $1,000s in Warhammer and Genshin. Yeah, actually, that's not setting a good precedent. I should be scared. Yeah. Well, I'm going to ignore all this empirical evidence and do it anyways because I'm probably an idiot. Yeah, let's go with that. Otherwise, you guys know the deal. There's a link below to the original video. Hit it up. I know Overly Sarcastic Productions is good because I saw at least one video of theirs so far and kind of freaking loved it because it was sarcastic and it had story, which is really the only things I need to be interested. And we're going to jump in for Journey to the West. I know Goku was based on Sun Wukong. That's it. The rest of my knowledge is from the anime Sayuki, which I also haven't finished, now that I think about it. I'm pretty sure it's all wrong then. So we're going to jump in, see what happens, and yeah, I'm actually just really curious. So let's find out. Again, link below. Hit it up. And if you like this, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what I should check out next because, honestly, I just want to see what's going on, and maybe people have a better idea what's going on, because this is something that's been around for a long time, and I want to know. Basically, what I'm saying is, thanks in advance for telling me what to check out after this, and let's get started.
The Journey to the West is one of China's 4 great classical novels. It's an ancient allegory.
Actually, I'm just kind of curious, because I know about Journey to the West as a thing, I just never got into it, but I don't know what the other was. The Water Margin, Outlaws of the Marsh, Dream of the Red Chamber. The Red Chamber sounds familiar, and Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Even I've heard of that one. Have no idea about anything there, other than it's slightly historical. Maybe? I don't actually know. But I've heard of that one. These, less so.
Novels. It's an ancient allegory for enlightenment, and it's approximately 2,000 pages long. As such, it's not...
You know, I was going to say 2,000 pages sounds like a lot, but considering I'm a Brandon Sanderson fan, and that's one of his small books, okay, that's pretty fair.
Exactly a text I could easily summarize in a single video of rational length. Anyway, The Journey to the West is packed full of symbolism, dense literary context, and some majorly influential characters, and it's widely agreed upon that the most memorable of these characters...
Ooh, love the art style. I have no idea what's going on, or who they are yet, but I like Red's style of art. It's just cool.
Characters is Sun Wukong, the mischievous Monkey King. Sun Wukong's most famous mark on the modern world is probably Dragon Ball's Son Goku, a character specifically designed to emulate the abilities, appearance, and overall impulsive goofiness of the original
Where is the brain? Air, tail, sticks, super strength, clouds. And both of them are dumb as rocks. I want to defend Goku, but if it's not a fight, he does drop the ball.
Monkey King. But Sun Wukong's influence is far from being restricted to anime. Stories based on the character's exploits have appeared in almost every...
Oh, wow. Some of these I recognize, others I have no idea whatsoever. And monkey magic, really? Someone's got to make a spanking joke in there, and it's just going to go downhill from there, probably.
Every form of media, which is why it might come as a surprise to learn that he isn't the main character in The Journey to the West. That honor belongs to the monk Xuanzang, a character so vital to the plot that we don't even know he exists for the first 7 chapters, which are instead devoted exclusively to the life of Sun Wukong and how he made it his mission to single-handedly piss off every deity in all 3 of China's major religions.
Wait, so the main character comes in at chapter 7. Odd choice. Chapter 1. Suddenly monkey. Or monkeys. Chapter 2. Monkey becomes immortal shockingly quickly. I thought that would be harder. Chapter 3. Monkey gets a stick and beats up the underworld. It's a monkey with a stick. Run! Oh my god. Sun Wukong is heaven's problem. Behave. Nope. Sun Wukong is everyone's problem. Behave. Never! Sun Wukong gets his ass kicked. I said behave. I'll consider it. That seems odd. Chapter 7. Everybody sucks but the Buddha. I'm used to it. Honestly, if you take out this last part, that's basically the last... It's actually an entire genre of fiction, now that I think about it. That's depressing.
Now, I am nothing if not faithful to my source material, so in keeping with the structure of the text, this first video will be covering the history of Sun Wukong, and then in later videos, we'll see about actually getting to the rest of the not inconsiderable length of this text. So our story begins on Flower Fruit Mountain, an island paradise full of dragons, magic birds, immortal peach trees, and one really big rock. Allow me to direct your attention to this rock, as it is about to perform a magic trick. Ta-da! The rock splits in half, revealing another rock! But this rock is special. It's actually a rock egg, no, not that one, and it appears to have inherited
I'm just going to pretend I didn't have a deck for standard that was built around throwing rock's egg at people. It was stupid. And it won about as often as you're probably expecting. And yes, that number is 0.
The magic prowess of its daddy rock, as it scarcely existed for more than a minute before it abruptly transforms into a stone monkey. Now, this monkey may have spontaneously generated barely 3 seconds prior, but he already knows his manners, so he bows to the 4 cardinal directions, and in the process inadvertently activates his laser eyes, which cause quite a disturbance when they shoot all the way into the palace of the Jade Emperor.
I'm sorry, was he reading? I think he was reading Dragon Ball Z. Oh, dude.
And in the process inadvertently activates his laser eyes, which cause quite a disturbance when they shoot all the way into
that's Goku, all right.
the palace of the Jade Emperor, the head honcho of heaven himself. So the stone monkey hangs out with a friendly population of...
Oh, there's actually just other monkeys. Why am I surprised that there's other monkeys? Because everything about him is interacting with people. I didn't think he'd just actually do monkey things. I didn't realize monkeys bathing was a thing that happened anywhere outside of Japan, though.
Of not stone monkeys who one day decide to follow their favorite river up to its source, whereupon they find that it comes, unsurprisingly, from a big fancy waterfall. So all the monkeys are like, oh man, if only one of us were impulsive enough to jump into the waterfall and see what happens, we'd make him the Monkey King! And the stone monkey is like, did somebody say impulsive? And dives in. So on the other side of the waterfall, he finds...
I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't this. Honestly, things hidden behind waterfalls is such an awesome trope. I'm glad they're using it.
A gorgeous cavern decked out with an iron bridge and an enormous stone mansion, fully furnished with all the necessities of life. The monkeys are understandably impressed, and they all pile in to live in this new...
Oh, sick! How did this get here? Shut up! I don't question it. Or don't question it. I call dibs on that rock! It's a nice rock. But that's my rock. It's a boulder! God, I hate myself for having even made that reference. If you get it, I apologize.
Newly discovered cavernous paradise, and for his achievement, the stone monkey is now officially crowned the Monkey King. So the monkey population of Flower Fruit Mountain live in peace and security for several hundred years, but one day Monkey King has an existential crisis, pulls a Gilgamesh, and goes on a quest for immortality. 9 years and 2 continents later, he
now I'm not exactly a scientist when it comes to monkeys, but I don't think they live a couple hundred years. I think he might have already had it at this point, just didn't realize. Unless that's why it happened. You know, it's a fictitious novel. I'm just going to roll with this one. Monkeys are 100-year-old beings here.
Finally finds an immortal Taoist sage who lives on top of the mountain of heart and mind in the cave of the slanting moon and 3 stars. Man, these names are a mouthful. So the immortal sage...
I'm just going to assume that the names sound differently in Chinese, and the translation is really the weird part. But then again, there's some names in English that are just like that, so it could be wrong.
Bodhi takes on the Monkey King as one of his disciples, and he gives him a new name, derived from a large number of increasingly complex...
Oh, now because you monkey, or I might call you who, and if I drop the animal radical where the which means old woman. Oddly enough, I've seen people have these conversations. Usually, though, it's Monogatari or one of the related franchises. So this actually makes sense to me in the sense that I know I'm not going to get it, but it's a bunch of wordplay. Because they have a pictographic language where individual symbols represent words and concepts rather than individual sounds, but they have sounds associated with them to make it, and oddly enough, it's a really cool system. Just neat. Yeah, sorry. Just geeking out over various grammatical structure. Well, not even a structure, actually, when I think about it. I'm not really sure what to call it, mostly because I'm an idiot. But I just kind of find this stuff funny. I don't understand it myself. I just find it funny.
Character traits, and long story short, his name is now Sun Wukong. So after a 7-year training montage, Subodhi finally teaches Sun Wukong a way to become immortal, which Wukong starts practicing. Another 3 years go by, and Sun Wukong is feeling pretty good about life. He's practicing the Tao, he's functionally immortal, and life is good. But Subodhi warns him that he's not out of the woods yet. Turns out the Court of Heaven doesn't actually approve of this method of immortality, and will send down 3 calamities.
So, basically, big guy in the sky who's green, Jade Emperor, who I think is the first emperor of China, right? If I'm mistaken, I could easily be, because again, this is not lore I get. Oh, most of the lore I have from here is either based on misinterpretations of Sayuki or technically fake Grand Order. So, yeah, there's a reason I assume my knowledge is wrong. Yeah. Although I can say, 10 years to become immortal? That seems like it'd be a problem. Maybe not the dumbest choice.
Calamities in an effort to kill him, one every 500 years. First, they'll strike him with
500?
lightning. Then later, if that didn't work, they'll set him on fire. And finally, if neither of those do the trick, they'll straight up disintegrate him. This understandably wigs out Sun Wukong, but Tsubota...
You just straight up okay, to be fair, that is about 1,500 years. That's not small. I guess.
Fire. And finally, if neither of those do the trick, they'll straight...
Ooh, I love how she just animates a bit of the eyes freaking out, going back and forth. Neat little thing, not much is moving there, but it just gets a lot across just because of the sheer what the hell aspect.
Straight up disintegrate him. This understandably wigs...
What kind of immortality doesn't help with fire or lightning? Well, to be fair, you're not invulnerable. You just don't die naturally. It's a big difference, and a lot of people don't get that.
Exact Sun Wukong, but Tsubota offers to teach him the art of the...
You know, I can do more than just not die, right? My God.
The earthly multitude, which will let him transform into 72 different things. With this, the 3 calamities...
Oh my God. No, not this time. T-1000? Oh, did she do a previous Terminator run and I just missed it? Dude. What the fuck is this one? God,
this, the 3 calamities won't be able to touch him. He also teaches Wukong how to fly, just because. But, unsurprisingly, giving awesome cosmic powers to...
Flight, super strength, immortality, shape-shifting, self-duplication. Who, me? Misuse my abilities? He seems trustworthy.
A suicidally impulsive magical monkey leads to some wacky hijinks.
Oh, come on. She's putting all these lines. I want to read them all. You disciples. I want to say yo for some reason. Want to see me turn into a tree? Yay! Want to see me do it again?
And Master Tsubota has to kick him out so he won't accidentally reveal his secret teaching.
Why? Who's monkey? I'm just a humble tree. Out! It has a tail still. I love this art style.
So Sun Wukong, now immortal, 20 years older and hypothetically wiser, at last returns to the Water Curtain Cave on Flower Fruit Mountain, and he returns just in time since the monkey population has been being harassed by a monster known only as the Monstrous King of Havoc, who's been intermittently stopping by and kidnapping them to use as servants. So Wukong goes and challenges the monster to a duel and proceeds to absolutely kick his ass with his newfound Taoist superpower.
Ooh. Yoink. Kick. If you're wondering how I can copy myself, even I don't know. God, it just got glossed over.
And then he rescues the captive monkeys and flies them all back home.
And
so all is well on Flower Fruit Mountain, but Wukong decides that his monkey kingdom should probably have a monkey army.
All right, everybody, it's come to my attention that all you suck. I know it says you all suck, but I don't care. I like it there this way.
So stuff like the kidnapping thing doesn't happen anymore.
It's not that I can't keep rescuing all of you. I just don't want to. Yeah, that's fair. Doing it over and over again for eternity would be boring.
On that note, Wukong also takes a trip down to the Dragon Palace in the Eastern Ocean to see if the Dragon King has a weapon befitting his strength that he could borrow. Long story short, after this...
When did he learn to swim? I guess holding your breath wouldn't be so problematic if, you don't die, but... Okay, sure. Very big axe.
Dismissing every superpowered weapon the Dragon King offers him, Wukong ends up taking an obscenely heavy magic size-changing iron pillar out of the palace treasury and using it as a staff. So Wukong...
Oh, it was supposed to be a pillar originally? Oh, that's actually really neat. Huh. Sorry, I know it's kind of weird to geek out over a plot twist of, hey, you know how he's going to grab the one thing that's not actually a weapon? He's grabbing part of the masonry. Magic masonry. 17,550 pounds. Thank you for putting that in American. I know what I said and I'm sticking to it.
Wukong's very happy with his new weapon and asks the Dragon King for some fancy new duds.
I feel like this warrants a wardrobe upgrade. To be fair, it doesn't actually look bad.
To go with his fancy new stick thing. And by now, the Dragon King is so terrified of this super powerful monkey that he gathers all of his dragon brothers and together they assemble a fancy outfit for Wukong just to get him out of their house. When he returns...
Hey guys, check me out! Ooh, He actually has... He literally accidentally blackmailed a bunch of dragons by being annoying? I kind of love this. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is going to convince me to actually maybe just get an audio copy of the actual original novel. Heavily translated and maybe touched up so I can actually stand the prose.
Turns to Flower Fruit Mountain to show his mates his gear. He gets so hyped up that he briefly turns into a huge demonic caricature of himself, which terrifies the local demon population so much that Demon Kings show up.
Wait. Was that? Oh my god, I don't recognize this, but I should. I want to say Zelda for some reason, but I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure that's a League of Legends character, and this is definitely one of the characters out of Inuyasha. I just recognize the style more than anything else. No idea which one, though.
The Demon Kings show up at his front.
Bull demon, dragon demon, Garuda demon? Oh, it's a chicken. Lion demon king. Oh, there's going to be jokes when that comes up. Ape demon king. Demon versus monkey. And female monkey demon king. I think we all know where this is going.
Front door to form an alliance with him. So life is going pretty well for the Monkey King, until one day, while taking a nap, he's abruptly kidnapped by 2 emissaries of Yama, the King of Hell, who carry him off to the underworld. Wukong is understandably pissed, seeing as this is technically death and violates the whole immortality deal.
Journey to the underworld, nice. Why the here? Oh, because he's in hell, yeah, why the here? Do you think I became immortal? Oh my god.
And he starts bashing his way into the Palace of Darkness to lodge a complaint with the 10 Kings. So the 10 Kings are like,
whoa, there must have been some kind of mistake. I mean, there must be a bunch of dudes named Sung Wukong, right?
And Wukong is like, yeah, right. Show me where that's written down. So they sort through all the ledgers of the
No comment. No comment.
dead until they find the one about him, and he scribbles out his name, along with the names of as many monkeys as he can find, thus freeing them from the jurisdiction of the underworld gods. Satisfied, Wukong bashes his way back out of the underworld, then wakes up and tells all the monkeys the good news. But all is not well.
Did he just re-immortalize himself? So he got immortal through training, but also literally rules lawyering himself like, ha, I can't be killed if I'm not on the books. Immortality through essentially tax evasion. That's a new one, but also considering where the source material is, a very old one. Interesting.
Well, in the Kingdom of Heaven, as the Jade Emperor finds himself inundated with complaints about this Monkey King who keeps causing trouble. So at first, the Jade Emperor wants to have him arrested.
All right. It actually says all right, too. Something must be done. I propose antagonizing. I don't know why I'm trying to do a Randy Savage impersonation for this guy, but I'm going to keep doing it.
For his shenanigans, but the spirit of Venus suggests instead that they offer the Monkey King a position.
Don't make it Rin from Fate joke. Don't make it Rin from Fate joke. Don't make it Rin from Fate joke. Okay, we're good. There's definitely no maximum no chill going on, so we're set. Maybe they won't notice.
In the bureaucracy of heaven, whereupon they'd be able to better control his actions and easily discipline him if need be. The Jade Emperor gives the thumbs up, and they send down the Gold Star of Venus to deliver the offer to Wukong, who eagerly accepts. So the Gold Star takes him up to heaven and takes him to meet the Jade Emperor, who appoints him the position of Pima Wen, which makes him the head of the Imperial State.
Really? Oh, so you're in charge of the Celestial Horses. Sounds important. I have absolutely no idea what that would actually entail.
Stables. So Wukong thinks that's pretty sweet, and he's...
Hey, look, he's in charge of Rainbow Dash. I could steal you and nobody could stop me. Although technically, if you're in charge of the stables, is it actually stealing, considering you're technically doing your job by watching the horses who would be in the stables? Only if they catch you.
He's fairly chill with the whole situation until he thinks to ask what exactly his...
So is... when? I just heard it. I already messed it up. Like number 1 or 2? I'll say it for anything in the single digits. It's dead last, isn't it?
Rank is, whereupon he is informed that Pima Wen is actually the lowest possible position in the entire bureaucracy of heaven.
Yeah, there's nothing worse about bureaucracy than actually being ranked. This is why you don't usually tell people they're in the shit job. You just heavily imply it with the size of their paycheck. Also, that earlier line she put in there about, if he works for us, we own him. Yeah, yeah.
Wukong, being a bit of a diva at this point, is understandably pissed, and once again bashes his way out of heaven and returns to Flower Fruit Mountain to sulk. So Wukong decides to make himself feel better by calling himself the Great Sage equal to heaven, and meanwhile, the Jade Emperor learns of his temper tantrum and sends down several celestial...
Oh my god, he actually said the Great Sage equal to heaven, because... Oh, that's actually hilarious. He learned he was ranked the lowest in it, so he just said he's equal to it already. All of it. Boss, he's gone! It has been 5 minutes!
And sends down several...
Somebody go get him! Aye, sir!
...celestial soldiers to capture him. The first among these is the mighty spirit god, who challenges Wukong to...
So, whatever happened to those demon kings that worked with him? Honestly, I'm kind of surprised nothing ever came of that. Come fight me, scrub... Really? God, I can't believe you used the term scrub lord. Oh my god.
A duel. Wukong's like, dude, just tell your boss I want a better title. And the mighty spirit god is like...
Why don't you tell him yourself? In hell!
And gets utterly destroyed for his...
Because his boss wasn't in hell and he already talked to the guys down there.
troubles. So then Prince Nada confronts Wukong, who's like, what are you, 12? Look, kid, just tell your boss I want to be called Great Sage equal to heaven, alright? And Nada's like, I'll show you who's 12! And transforms into a big scary monster with a butt ton of weapons.
Oh, wow.
Wukong is, of course, unimpressed, and matches the transformation with one of his own. They fight
You
for
can
a
do
while
that too?
until
Of course,
Wukong gets a
shapeshifting.
drop on Nada with a duplicate and smacks him with his stick thingy. So they tell the Jade Emperor what happened, and the Emperor
Boss, he's so mean. He didn't want to be arrested. Oh my god. Yeah, the duplication and transformation to crazy ass sizes does kind of get broken. And can you duplicate the stick too? That's a lot of stick. You know, in another context, that would sound really bad, but I think we all get what I'm talking about here. Nice.
is all like,
How dare he resist arrest? Clearly we must execute him.
but the
Ooh,
Gold
love
Star of Venus, apparently the only voice of reason in the entire heavenly bureaucracy, suggests that rather
See, this is just completely unbelievable. This implies there's voices of reason in a bureaucracy. Truly, it's just immersion breaking. He just beat up 2 of our toughest soldiers for fun. Just give him a better title, but not the one that kind of insults you.
rather than risk their entire army on one super powerful immortal monkey, they just give Wukong what he wants, an empty title. So they do, and a department is set up in heaven for him to lounge around in
This guy's definitely coming up with all the great ideas. We also got you a desk this time, even better!
and not cause trouble. Unsurprisingly, Wukong is completely down for spending his days languishing in heaven, being weighted on hand and foot by celestial spirits determined not to give him a reason to go on a rampage. But one of the resident Taoist immortals suggests that Wukong might end up getting bored, which carries with it the terrifying possibility of the Great Sun Wukong rampaging
Yeah, no, that's a very good choice, actually.
through heaven looking for entertainment. So the Jade Emperor assigns a relatively harmless but time-consuming duty to Wukong.
You don't understand the entire concept of boredom, do you? Time-consuming but relatively harmless is literally the definition of boring. You self-fulfilling prophecy, man. I love that they do this.
Tending the
They're
garden
tropes for
of
a
peaches of
reason.
immortality. Wukong's super down for that, but quickly finds that having to maintain a garden full of delicious immortality-granting peaches without eating any of them is impossible for his
But isn't he already immortal twice over due to the way they don't like it? And also writing his name out of the book or cutting it out? How many types of immortality does he need? Like, do they stack? Are they multiplicative? Is it like lives in Mario? I'm just going to say it is at this point because it makes me more amused.
poor impulsive brain to handle. So, if you've been taking notes, this means he's now double immortal. But this comes back to bite him on the butt when the time comes for the Queen Mother of Heaven to hold
But wouldn't that actually make him triple immortal? Because the previous one was only not aging, not actually not dying, yeah.
their annual Peach Festival, and her 7 color-coded immortal maidens enter the grove only to find that it is notably lacking in peaches. They inadvertently wake Wukong up, who decides that he wants to go to the festival too. So Wukong paralyzes the maidens, impersonates a local immortal who was invited, then scoots on into the banquet hall. See, stuff like this, it's why you weren't invited in the first place. So when he
Yeah.
arrives, he's immediately distracted by the smell of wine and proceeds to make off with the entire supply of heavenly booze, which also makes you immortal. So Wukong, now triply immortal and thoroughly drunk, inadvertently
Still going with this sounds more like 4 times immortal, but okay, let's go on with it.
stumbles into Lao Tzu's little slice of heaven while searching for a place to sleep it off. And if you want to know who this Lao Tzu person is,
I'm working on it, goddammit. Ninjas, oh god!
so drunk Wukong stumbles
Oh, that must be Blue. I haven't seen any of his stuff yet. Maybe I should check out whatever he's working on next because I want to hear that. Hello?
into Lao Tzu's palace to say hello, but he can't find the sage anywhere. But he does
There's so many things she puts in. I want to read them all, but I'm just not a fast reader, damn it. If I'm not supposed to be here, say I. But we're good.
anywhere. But he does find Lao Tzu's alchemical lab, in which he
Ooh.
finds several gourds full of pills of immortality. 3 guesses as to what Wukong does next.
Seriously? Consider calmly, or calmly consider the consequence of his actions, weighing the pros and cons. Err on the side of caution. Oh my god, they actually just Oh, I'm sorry. This is an absolutely amazing picture, and I absolutely love it. It's just the Chad monkey. Eat them all!
So Wukong, now quadruply immortal and abruptly sober, realizes that that might not have been the smartest move on his part, and opts to flee back to Flower Fruit Mountain to
Wait, that thing makes you sober instantly? There are a lot of people who would think this is the absolute worst form of immortality ever. Congratulations, you get to live forever, and you're always sober and perfectly aware. Have fun. Oh, that sounds like a torture.
escape the consequences of his actions. Meanwhile, the 7 immortal maidens, the wine carriers, the people in charge of the banquet, Lao Tzu, the officials from Wukong's department, and the immortal Wukong impersonated all independently present their grievances to the Jade Emperor.
He hit me on the head and stole my wine, and everything he told me is he's literally just a horrible, silly person. And all of it is just really low-key stuff. He just did it in a big place. I kind of love this.
Emperor, who quickly puts two and two together and dispatches pretty much the entire army of heaven to apprehend Sun Wukong. Now, of course, because Wukong is absurdly powerful, this is ineffective, and what was supposed to be a simple capture...
Yahoo! Hold still and let me arrest you. Ah! How heavy is that stick? Ah!
mission turns into a full-scale battle between the forces of heaven and Sun Wukong's army of demon monkeys. Now, while all that drama is happening, who should arrive at the heavenly palace but the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin and her disciple Moksha, who came for the Peach Festival and are understandably surprised to find the heavenly palace in complete disarray. Yeah. So Kuan Yin asks what all the fuss is about, and upon being briefed, she sends Moksha down to get a sense of what's going on. So Moksha arrives at Flower Fruit Mountain just in time for Wukong, who's been thoroughly kicking the collective asses of the army of heaven, to demand a fight.
I'm sorry, I just want to read this. I just want to read this right now. Oh no, my balls! Ow! I needed those! Whose hand is this? Oh, she has a cloud too.
Heaven to demand a fight with somebody. So Moksha and Wukong battle for a while, but Moksha...
Are you 10? No. Are you sure? Yes. He keeps thinking everyone's a little kid.
Moksha unfortunately can't quite keep up with the Monkey King and has to return.
Ooh. So they actually held their own, but still lost. Can I find someone who can legally drink?
King and has to return to heaven in defeat. But Kuan Yin, now better briefed on the situation, suggests a god who could be sent to fight Wukong, Erlang, a powerful loose cannon of a deity who don't play by the Jade Emperor's rules. So they summon him, and he goes to confront Wukong, who's like, oh, hey, if you don't mind, could you send out the Devarajas to fight me? Because I'm kind of getting bored over here. And Erlang is like,
not as bored as you're gonna be.
And they fight. They both end up turning into Godzilla-scale monsters, but Wukong inadvertently terrifies his own army into a rout with how scary he looks. And in turn, the sight of his own fleeing army disheartens the Monkey King, who shrinks down and runs away. But Erlang isn't going to be evaded that easily, and he uses his magical third eye, he has one of those, to find Wukong.
Honestly, I'm surprised we haven't had that before now.
Wukong, who's turned into an innocent-looking sparrow. Erlang responds by turning into a sparrowhawk, in response to which Wukong transforms into a cormorant, and this kind of goes on for a while. Shapeshifter duels are fun. In the end, it's our buddy Lao Tzu who manages to capture the Monkey King by entrapping him in a diamond snare. Wukong, captured at last, is brought to the monster execution.
I love how it's literally just a drive-by capture for someone who wasn't even in the fight. Oh my god. Okay, are you sure we're going the right way? No backseat driving. Kill monsters here. How many types of immortality does he have to ignore that part?
Block, where apparently the court of heaven forgot the meaning of the word immortal, since nothing they throw at him hurts him in any way. So the Jade Emperor is at a loss as to how to kill him, but Lao Tzu has a suggestion. If they stick him in his magic brazier of 8 trigrams and leave him there for 49 days, they should be able to separate out the elixir of immortality from his body, and as a happy consequence, leave the troublesome Monkey King about as dead as you can get. So...
Oh wait, did you see what about the rest of it? I think you did. I want to see that. Oh, come on. This is... What about the rest of him? What about the rest of him? Oh my god, he's just like the grumpy old man. I love that portrayal.
King about as dead as you can get. So 49 days pass, and they finally open the brazier to extract the elixir, only to find that it's still firmly attached to Sun Wukong, whose only issue with the experience is that the smoke gave him awesome-looking red eyes. So Wukong is 110% done with heaven, so he starts fighting his way through the entire heaven.
I'm taking this out on all of you. Yeah, they kind of brought that one on themselves.
The army. The Jade Emperor, now completely out of options, finally calls on his last resort, the Buddha himself. So Buddha and his 2 best disciples, Ananda and Kashyapa, go to deal with Wukong, who is at present fighting 36 thunder deities, because why not? So Buddha asks Wukong what he wants, and Wukong's like, you know what? I'm kind of feeling like overthrowing the Jade Emperor today. Wouldn't that be fun? And Buddha's like,
Tell you what, I'll make a bet with you, okay? If you can successfully jump out of the palm of my hand, I'll believe that you're qualified to rule heaven in his place.
And it's time for another exciting round of What Will Sun Wukong Do Next? Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen.
I love this, the monkey freakouts. I'm gonna be king! Become suspicious of apparent easy task and use caution. Listen to reason and surrender himself to the mercy of the Buddha. Let's do this, old man! You pacey saint fingers are no match for me! Oh my god. Is the joke that he can't get in the hand?
Unsurprisingly, Sun Wukong takes that bet and blasts off from Buddha's hand until he reaches the very edge of the universe itself, where he finds 5 pillars supporting the sky. Wukong decides to leave a memento of himself there, graffitiing one of the pillars, and then, for good measure...
Great sage, equal to heaven, Sun Wukong was here. And the joke is, or not the joke, but the plot twist, of course, that we all probably see coming is, it's still his hands. He didn't get out of it.
Are peeing on it. I mean, he is a monkey. So Wukong backflips all the way back to Buddha's palm like, shows what you know, old man. I made it all the way to the pillars of the universe. And the Buddha's like,
is that so? Well, I have a little plot twist for you. See, one of the perks of enlightenment is that I'm one with everything. And as it turns out, that's not just hyperbole.
Sure enough, written on one of Buddha's fingers is Wukong's graffiti, along with the faintest whiff of monkey pee. Turns out the whole universe...
Yeah, definitely regret the second part. And still nicer than most monkeys. If you don't know, I'm not explaining it.
Is the palm of Buddha's hand. Whoa. So Wukong freaks out.
Ooh, was there another spoiler there? I need to get a faster button for these back clicks. Prehistory summarized the early universe. Ooh, they did that! Dude, sorry, like, astronomy stuff like this is actually some of the coolest stuff in the world. Well, actually, technically out of the world, but you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to check that out next. Please tell me that's a good one. I need to check it out. Sorry, I love this kind of shit.
Whoa. So Wukong freaks out and tries to skedaddle, but the Buddha uses more of his Buddha magic to trap him under a mountain, which is also his hand. It's complicated. Which Wukong would ordinarily be able to escape stupidly easily, but then they stick a magic seal on top of the mountain and that's that. And it is here—
Did you say I'm the king under a mountain? My mountain feels significantly heavier. I am king under the mountain, but you're not a dwarf, and also you're still alive.
And then that's that. And it is here, under this beautiful and scenic locale, that Sun Wukong spends the next 500 years.
Man, the Buddha don't play around. In case it wasn't clear, the person who wrote the story favored Buddhism over the other two major Chinese belief systems, namely Confucianism and Taoism. Yeah, definitely got that feeling. Which is why the Confucian bureaucracy is completely inadequate at controlling Monkey, who is at this point represents the uncontrolled human mind, hence his overwhelming power but complete lack of forethought. Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate. And why the Taoist sage Lao Tzu was unable to destroy it. But as stated, Buddha don't play around. This has been an overly sarcastic production. Okay, all of this right now is an absolute treat to me. I love all of this kind of stuff, going into the lore and getting all the sarcastic little throw-ins that she adds. Plus, I just like Red's style of art in general. So this is just, it honestly reminds me of a less dramatic version of what Dingo Doodles does for her story, Fool's Gold. And yeah, it works. I like this style of simplistic art done really well, having a lot of little changes here and there, and all of the little write-ins they add in, just little bits of extra humor. I can see why people are recommending this entire series of Journey to the West. I want this. I want to do more of this, but I also want to check out some of the other things. There's so much. This is not a new channel on YouTube. What they're doing is not a recent thing, and there's so much here. I'm going to need to rely on a lot of people to tell me what to check out next, just to get an idea of what there is, because I know, one, I will lose track, and two, I know I will lose track and get distracted by Shiny. Yeah, I'm just going to admit to that one. So, yeah. For everyone watching, thanks. Let me know where I should go. Should I go into part 2, or should I check out something else to give more context? And just let me know, because I really want to see more of this. This is good. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. If you like this, subscribe, leave a like, and subscribe. Even more, double subscribe. Can you do that? I think that's actually where you hit the bell now. Yeah. Apparently someone actually does that. It's like, that's nice. Yeah. It just puts a smile on my face. Granted, I'm an easily smiling fool, so it doesn't say much, but I'll take it the same. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm very hyped right now, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, thanks. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.